Okay, good day. Some of you asked regarding how to submit your activities. So your submitted activities will be in PDF form, meaning to say your report must not be handwritten, but instead you're going to type this in editable document file. So since you are given the module 1 and for Monday, Wednesday, Friday class, you have GE 114. So the first activity that you're going to answer is actually on page, where is it? This one. So for PDF file, this is not editable. All you need to do is to convert this first to document file. So how? I will show it now. So with the document file, with the PDF, with the given PDF file, you need to get that file. Example, this one. This is the file that you have there. You're going to have this converted online. So go to Google. Just type PDF to Word. Okay. So this one, what I used to convert is this one. Click this one now. So you will have select PDF file where it is located. So I'll have this here, lectures, this one. Okay. So open this one and then convert to Word. Just click this one here. So it will automatically convert it to document file. Then have it downloaded and put it on your destined folder. Let's say here, then have it saved as a document file, not anymore a PDF file. So opening it now, I'll open this file. So from here, you can already edit, enable editing, and then go to that page, this one, and then start typing. Okay. Please take note that this one is shall be in PDF file again. No, this cannot be in handwritten. So first, you need to type here. Let's say for the sunflower, your answer will be example. The shape of the sunflower follows a circle, follows a circular shape. Follows a circular shape. So from there, so you have to arrange this one. Example, this is your answer. And then you're going to have this converted to PDF file. So you only need this one, this page to be converted. Example, only this one. So you will submit it to me in PDF form. And how? So you just print this one, go to file, and then print. So from print, you have to look for an option converting the Word document file to PDF, which is on my side. It should I will use Microsoft Print to PDF. Okay, which page do I need to print? Is only page this page 2. Okay, or sorry. Okay, notice the view here. You cannot see the page, so you need to change the view option to one page. Okay, from now you're sure that this page belongs to page number 8. So you're going to print page 8. How? You go to file and then print it as PDF. No? So print that as PDF. I have two options here. I can use Adobe PDF. I can also use Microsoft Print to PDF. And what particular page you're going to convert to PDF again as your submitted activity, I'll put it page 8. Okay. and then make sure it should be on A4 format. Okay, so page 8. So let's print and then put it on your destined folder. You will type here activity. What activity is this one? Activity 1 underscore, or sorry, place here module 1 underscore activity 1 and save it. So in your destined folder, you will see there, here, you will see here your, this one, module 1 activity 1. So if I'll check, oh, why is this different? Application journal writing, it's page 8. It was printed page 8. Okay, we'll try to check it back for a moment. Okay, there was a mistake here, no? We printed the wrong page. So what you will do, we put page 8, but it the computer reads it page 8 as per this one here. So to make it sure that the printed output will be correct, you need to go to Microsoft Word again, and then here, if you wanted to print this one, all you have to do is to go and print, and make sure you have this option here. By default, it gives you print all pages. Now to make sure, you need to have this view here on a single page. You need to adjust this one to make it one page. Okay, so you're very sure now that you're going to print this one. You just choose an option wherein print current page. So this will print this one from Word, then have it converted to PDF, print, and save it as module 1 activity 1. Okay, I'll just replace that. I just put -1, no, just to differentiate what mistake that we did a while ago. So we'll just put 1-1, but make sure you have to use that file name first, what module number that you're answering, underscore, what activity or assessment. So you have to specify the file format should be that way. So let's save it now, and going there back to the destination folder, you will have 1-1. We will open, then you will have that as your submitted activity number 1. So this is the proper way of sending me your output, and added instruction on how to submit anyway. That will be submitted next week, no? That will be September 23. Both for module 1, lesson 1 and lesson 2 embedded modules. You have the activities, and what else? You will have to submit activities. Where is it now? So you will have activity number 1. Okay, then analysis, the summary of activity number 1, and then you will have also the application, the journal writing, activity 2, still under lesson 1. You do the garden walk, answer this one. I already instructed you to make sure the evidence of which garden that you went with your picture reflected there. So you will have to answer up to here, no? Analysis also, application, that will be the end of lesson 1. So you have to finish this by end of the week so that you can start immediately by next week, and that will be September 19, Monday next week. you can start lesson 2 and answer the activities. So all of this under module 1, you are required to submit it on or before September 16, 2022. So submit this one and then forward it to the GC. Okay, so forward it to GC, then state your name so that it will be recorded accordingly. Thank you. Class correction, by the way. Um, in part 1, conversion of PDF to doc file format, part 1, I mentioned that the deadline will be September 16, but it should be September 23 rather. So you need to submit both both lesson 1 and lesson 2 for module 1 all together in PDF format on September 23. That is, I stand corrected there. And second correction also, the setup for the printing of this activity, you need to follow, rather, let's go to Word, Microsoft Word. Okay, make sure that when you print it, sorry for the previous video, I said change the paper size to A4. So you will notice that destroys the order of the pages here. So you have to maintain, instead of A4, we have to get it back to letter. Okay, for the letter, because it will put that on proper location. Okay, so this one, we change this paper size to letter. Okay, so that you will have it. We'll open it back, but we will not save it. So when you open that file, again, this one, MWF, okay, the editable one. So when you go here, this one, no? So make sure do not, the default page setup is this one, no? You will have page layout. You make sure that the size is this one, okay? Letter. So do not convert this to A4. Otherwise, it will be a problem here. Okay? So that will create problem. So do not touch anything here. Just use it as it is, and then just have it printed and converted it to PDF. Okay? So this one, make sure this one will have on page, what page is it? This one. Okay, so you need to change again, as to summarize, you have to print that one current page, which is this one. Clear? Thank you. Good day. So as provided, the learning module with the subject GE114 with its subject name Mathematics in the Modern World. So go over with these pages, especially with the, don't even attempt to skip some of the pages, because if you miss some of the pages, then you will find it so hard to solve the activities, no? Anyway, we'll discuss this, some of the pages here, especially on the study schedule, which you can find it on page Okay, this one on page Roman number 4. So you notice here that for the week 1 we use we utilize week 1 last week, September 5 to 9. Okay, so orientation, I gave you several instructions before we start with the FB profile name and the Google screen name. Make sure everybody is now all the instructions were already followed. No? So we are now on module 1. We are now on the second week. So module 1 will consume 2 weeks starting from September 12 to 23. So take note of the deadline of the module submission shall be immediately after week 3. No? So and that will be September 23. So kindly submit it as instructed. So for 2 weeks, we will be dealing with lesson 1 and 2. So for the first week, we will deal lesson 1. For the second week, we will deal with lesson 2. Okay, lesson 1, mathematics in nature. You will have that discussed today, and lesson 2 will be next week. So you are for these activities, you are expected to read it first and then interview, do the garden walk, journal writing, solve, think quest, and body measurement. So you, as you go along with the module, you will have these 6 items to be done. For module 2 also, you will have 4, 5, 6, 7. So 4 weeks to consume. So that will be weeks 4 up to 7. No? Week 4 up to 7, this one. So week 4 up to 7, you will have this. So from September, that will be from September 26 to October 21. We will tackle lesson 1 and 2, which whose topic will be the language of mathematics, and lesson 2, elementary logic, connectives, variables, and quantifiers and negations. So you are expected here to read, solve, translate mathematical symbol to mathematical statement, and vice versa, and mapping diagram. For module 3, we will be spending only one. By the way, for module 2, you are expected to submit it October 21. That will be your deadline for module number 2. Make sure to submit it on or before October 21. For module 3, we will be spending only 1 week, and that will be from October 24 to 28, which comprises lesson 1 and 2 with inductive reasoning and deductive reasoning. So that will be, you are expected to read, self-check, draw, solve, compute, and calculate. So submission of module 3, the deadline will be on October 28. So for week 9, so week 9, you will From that will be October 31 to November 4. This is tentative for midterm examination. That will be dependent on our university calendar. If that will be scheduled on October 31 to November 4. Okay, so that will be for week number 9. And then module 4 will spend another 4 weeks. That will be from November 7 to December 2. That will comprise 3 lessons. Lesson 1, 2, and 3, which are classification and organization of data, measures of central tendency, and measures of variability. You are expected to read, classify, survey, solve, compute, and calculate. That will be for Module 4. Take note again that the submission of the Module 4, the deadline will be December 2, 2022. Now for Module 5, another 4 weeks to consume, and that will be from December 25 to 23 and January 2 to 6. So there will be 4 weeks for lesson 1, 2, and 3, and we will be discussing here the normal distribution, linear correlation analysis, and lastly, the simple linear regression analysis. Students are expected to read, survey, solve, compute, calculate, and draw. And take note for the deadline, again, for Module 5, January 6, this one should be 2023, next year. Then, week 18, that will be our final examination. Again, this will be dependent on our university calendar, if that will be scheduled on January 9 to 13. So I will confirm that later on once the university calendar is available. Now for page Roman number 5, under evaluation, to pass the course, you must read all course readings. So how many course readings we have? So based on the number of modules. So we have how many modules? There will be 5 modules. We can see that on the table of contents later on. Okay. So to pass the course, you are supposed to read all the course reading. You were advised earlier that you are not supposed to skip any of the pages because that will be arranged sequentially as per module 1 to module 5. And then you are also expected to answer the module assessment, the activities, the analysis, abstraction, application, and reflection questions. So for every module, you will have this one: assessment, activities, analysis, abstraction, application, and reflection question. Okay? So for evaluative assessment activities, so module assessment examination, as you can see this sa grading system. So module assessment, no, yung evaluative assessment activities, letter A, module assessment and examination. The module assessment which are embedded in your module must be answered. Ilan yun? Ito yun. Okay? Ito yun siya, no? Yung assessment, activities, analysis, abstraction, application, and reflection. Yun yun dito sa yun yun dito sa embedment ng module na dapat required kayong mag-answer. Okay? You can call me if you need help or assistance for your concerns and queries. Okay? For letter B, learning outcome validation, oral evaluation, you will be scheduled for an oral evaluation. Para saan to? This will be the validation for every activities that you have answered. Okay? So, for the grading system, the submission of portfolio, this will take place once we finish our semester. You are expected to submit the portfolio. And like I said, it must be complete because that covers 50% of your semestral grade. So in the absence of the submission of portfolio, you already lost 50%. And take note, my passing mark will be 70%. Okay? So submission of portfolio, this will be by end of semester. Make sure you compile all what you've done here in the embedded module. You compiled all the assessment, you answered in the assessment, activities, analysis, abstraction, application, and reflection questions. So, yun yung submission of portfolio, 50%. Learning outcome validation, that will cover your quizzes and oral participation. Take note, oral participation, that will be checked against your attendance. So, if you incur so many absences, then you will also miss most of the oral participation frequently done every meeting. So that will cover 20% of your semestral grade. So we cumulatively, we already have 70%. And last will be the summative assessment. So summative assessment, this will be covered your midterm and final exam. The result for that will be the result for these two major exams will cover 30%, a total of 100% of your semestral grade. So moving onwards on the table of contents, you will see you are provided with the introduction, which you have read already, then the study guide. Okay, you can see this in Roman number 3, and then the study schedule, the breakdown of the number of weeks to be covered for every module, which was provided in Roman number 4. Then evaluation of grading system, yun lang kanina lang na-discuss. So take note of that. Yung submission of portfolio really makes the big chunk of your grade, no? 50%. So module 1, we have the nature of mathematics that covers 2 lessons, already discussed previously. And then module 2, mathematics as a language, that covers also 2 lessons. Module 3, problems, reasons, and solutions in mathematics, that covers lesson 2. Then module 4, statistics and data, that will cover 3 lessons. They are classification and organization of data, measures of central tendency, measures of variability, which are also reflected in the study schedule already enumerated therein. Then module 5, data management tools, that covers also 3 lessons, normal distribution, linear correlation analysis, and lastly, simple linear regression analysis. Now take note, the provision of these modules, since there are 5 modules, what I have provided is only module 1. Okay? So the provision of module 2 will only be released immediately after the deadline of every module. Like for an example, module 1, your deadline will be on September 23. Okay? So this one, This one, September 23 ang deadline. So, after 23, saka ko pa ibibigay yung module 2 ninyo. Okay? So, after September 23, module 2, ibibigay ko sa inyo. And then, deadline nito will be on October 21 for module 2. So, after ng October 21, magre-release naman ako ng pangatlong module. And deadline nito will be on October 28. Okay? So, after October 28, release na naman ako ng module 4. And the deadline will be on December 2. Okay? And lastly na for module 5, like I said, yung module 4, December 2 yung deadline niya. So, after December 2, magre-release ako ng module 5. And yun ang pinakahuling module natin, which ang deadline is January 6 ng susunod na taon, and that will be 2023. Okay? So, ibibigay ko yung key terms, dapat ibibigay ko na sa inyo as early as this week, no? So, expect from September 12 onwards, bibigay ko to sa inyo. Ito. Pero yung mga modules na iba, other than module 1, so meaning yung module 2 at saka module 2 hanggang module 5, ibibigay ko lang to immediately after ng deadline. Clear? Now, let's move on sa page number 1, yung module 1 natin. So, the nature of mathematics. Lesson 1, mathematics in nature, intended learning outcomes. So, at the end of the lesson, the students will be able to, first, identify patterns and sequence in nature. Okay? Makikita natin yan mamaya sa mga activities natin para alam nyo paano nyo i-answer yun. And then, identify Fibonacci sequence in nature. Determine the nth term of Fibonacci sequence. Use the golden ratio. Ano tong golden ratio? Malalaman natin yan sa mga susunod na modules in appreciating mathematics in human anatomy. Okay? Show creative skills through drawing, the resemblance of patterns, golden ratio, and Fibonacci sequence. So, sa lesson 1, yung introduction natin can be the beauty of nature. God created nature with a purpose. So, basahin nyo to. Okay? Like I said, nakalagay na doon sa study guide na huwag laktawin any of the pages because missing some pages might create trouble once mag-answer kayo sa mga activities ninyo. No, yung mga embedded modules, yun na yung mga ano pa nga to? Yung mga reflection, abstraction, and other parts of it. No? So, basahin nyo yung page 1. And now comes page 2. So, ano tong page 2 na to? This is an interview with your friends or classmates. You are given pictures here and try to follow the direction provided in activity 1. Interview 3 of your friends about the photos. Ask them what kind of mathematics is involved. Kung napapansin niyo itong picture na to, relate this to mathematics, no? So, you ask 3 of your friends or classmates to analyze ano yung connection ng sunflower picture to mathematics. The same is true with honeycomb. So, relate din anong relation sa mathematics. Yung picture ng tiger, yung particularly yung stripes niya. So, ano yun related with mathematics? Okay, yung snail. So, what about yung snail? No, yung shell niya. So, yung shape niya, etc. So, ask 3 of your classmates also like this. Anong relation sa mathematics? And then for the snowflakes, itong picture na to, the same, answer these three. Now, somebody asked, or most of you asked, paano yung mga, ano yung format, file format ng submission ninyo. So, take note, pag nag-answer kayo sa ng mga embedded modules, yung mga activities ninyo, I want to submit it in PDF form. Meaning to say, it is not handwritten, it should be typewritten. Okay? So, on how to do it, I will make a separate video para alam nyo paano gumawa sa lahat ng mga outputs ninyo. So, right after the activities, next is the analysis. As per direction, based from the interview, summarize the idea and concept that you gather of the relationship of mathematics and nature. Okay, for the analysis, again, so the direction based from the interviews of your three classmates or friends, summarize the idea and concept that you gather of the relationship of mathematics and the nature. So you'll make the analysis by summarizing it and filling this up in these boxes. Okay, so that will be under for sunflower, the honeycomb, the tiger stripes, snail shell, snowflakes. So type it here. Okay, so since there were three, so you need to make an additional line here. Or since this is a summary, no need for you to identify three of them. Just summarize as a whole for sunflower, for honeycomb, tiger stripes, snail shell, and snowflakes. So right after the analysis, making the summary, so you will start reading the abstraction. Actually, this is like an answer key of your previous activity, but you are discouraged to read this and use this as your answer to your previous activity. So I can check that one because I will not expect that you will be answering the same what is written in the abstraction, and then you will have it copied and submit it to me similar to the abstraction. Okay, so again, abstraction, this forms like the answer key of your previous activity. Okay, so for the abstraction, doing the activity and analysis, one will be surprised to discover that mathematics was not invented by humans, but it is a universal language. One can appreciate nature more deeply as one uses nature to express themselves. The activity and analysis above made the individuals discover the relationship of mathematics and nature. So, patterns and numbers in nature, like the snowflakes here, as shown, already explained. So, just read this one, because take note, we will have also a quiz and oral participation. So, that will be based on what you have read here in this module number 1. So for the honeycomb, these are the explanations of some form theories. Okay, then for the zebra stripes and cheetahs, they related this to the stripes and the spots of this tiger. So notice that they related this pattern between the spots and the stripes of these two animals to mathematics. Okay, the sunflower also. So for sunflower, so you are not supposed to copy this one, no? There's a catching question here that you might use this idea and have it reflected on your activity or in the summary section of the previous pages. So this is the abstraction of the sunflower. And by the way, what is an abstraction? These are important ideas or a summary of points of the topic. No, just the abstract. No, not the total information that you need. No. So you read also for this one the flower petals. They were entitled the flower petals because for every species or for every flowers that we have here, they do have the same number of petals for every kinds of flower. Okay. Now for the numbers of petals that were observed on the flowers for white Callia lily with only one petal, euphorbia for two petals, so on and so forth, these numbers were observed that they follow a certain sequence. We call this the Fibonacci numbers. Continuing, so for the application for the journal writing, this is how you will be evaluated. No? Rubric. What is rubric? So as per dictionary, a rubric is a statement of purpose or function. No. So the rubric for this journal for the journal writing, you will be evaluated as per this item enumerated here, items enumerated in here. So the student is unable to elicit the ideas and concepts from the readings, you will be given 1 point. The word elicit means respond or answer, no? If the student is unable to answer the ideas and concepts from the readings, then you will be given 1 point only. Secondly, the student can elicit the ideas and concepts from the readings, that will be given 2 points. If the students can elicit the ideas and concepts from the readings correctly and accurately, you will be given 3 points. The student not only elicits the correct ideas from the readings but also shows evidence of internalizing it, you will be given 4 points. And the highest point that you will have will be 5 points if the student elicits the correct ideas from the readings, shows evidence of internalizing it, and consistently contributes additional thoughts of application of mathematics in nature. So that will be based on the journal writing that you're going to write here in this box. So you're going to compose your journal to a maximum of 100 words only. Okay, so make sure maximum 100 words. Going beyond that, that will be deducted against from the 5 points. So careful. Okay, next for activity 2, you do for a garden walk, no? So in doing the garden work, you are required to attach pictures when you go to a garden. Make sure you are there in the picture as evidence that you are there, and identify what place or where is it located. Is it in Paso Nangka, Santa Maria? So you have to specify that as evidence that you conducted the garden work at that place. So you will have this now. Just answer this, and that will be until page 13. Okay, 13. So that will be the last. So you will have that 13 as your lesson 1. So this is for this week, and you are required to finish that one by end of the week. But again, the deadline will still be next week. So just finish, because by next week we will have another lesson to discuss, and lesson 1 and 2 under module 1 must be submitted as instructed sa discussion natin kanina, and that will be on September 23. Okay, so that will be all. Thank you.